Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Adventures with Rhonda. And today we're going to be talking about whether you need to be motivated or you need to move on. So, when we talk about motivation, that is that ability to want to do what you're doing. Some people may get it confused with that lack of motivation with meaning moving on to another position. But if you're not motivated over there, then you're not going to be motivated no matter where they put you. So, are you lacking the motivation for your calling, your desire? Because sometimes we can get burnt out from our jobs. We can get stressed out. We can get so down that we don't even want to do it anymore. But if we take away all the things that's making us want to quit versus thinking about the things that make us want to be a part of that position, how are they weighing one to the other? Sometimes people will move without thinking about why they're moving. They can get frustrated, they can get burnt out, and they lack that motivation. But is it a lack of motivation versus a whole nother move to something different? And so when we are sitting down talking about it, a lot of people are quitting their jobs. People are leaving their profession because they're tired, they're stressed out, they're underpaid. All of these things tie in to whether or not you should be moving to something else or you just lack the motivation and you just need a break. If you have vacation time left and you want to decide to take a break from that position and say, let me take a couple of days just to think about where I am, get my head together, because sometimes you can get burned out based on all the work you're doing and you're not using time to take for yourself to recoup, rejuvenate, and get your thoughts together. Because sometimes we can get overstressed, overworked, and burn out and forget our purpose because we've been so driven to keep going. And when we need to take a moment and use those vacation times to sit down and relax and go, let me just take a break, let me just breathe, be better, regroup, and try again. But if we continue to work without that break and we get ourselves all burned out, and then we may start to think we need to just move from this position. Like, I don't want to be here if I'm going to be this overworked, this stressed, this tired, versus how much time have you let the position consume you, and how much time have you had a chance to be you? And a lot of times we get fed up and we want to go and we want to move to a different job, but the same problems are chasing us down at the other job because we haven't dealt with those feelings, those emotions. So now when you change positions, you're just changing your location potentially or your position, but you're still carrying with you the weight of what made you leave your original job. So are you motivated to move on, or you are struggling to figure out what's going on in your emotional state, your mindset, your body? Because that physical fatigue and that tiredness and that mental stress does take a toll on us, and we need to calm down and take a moment to breathe and regroup. Tired just doesn't mean you need to quit your job. Tired means, okay, I need to reevaluate how I'm spending my time, and do I have my own personal time to recoup from everything I've been doing? Your body is a machine that works the way you treat it. If you keep dumping stuff on it and forcing it to work and work and work and work, and you don't take time for maintenance, then guess what? You're going to start having feeling some problems and start feeling things not working right because your body is designed to move the way you choose for it to move, but it also has a time frame where it needs to rest, to recruit, rebuild cells, and cause you to be in a better state of health. But if you don't give yourself time to rest, to breathe, you're working all these overtime shifts and you're working all day and all night, and your body is only getting a couple hours here, or maybe even if that, of rest, then when are you going to have time to take care of yourself? Because your body is going to run on how you treat it. If you're not feeding it properly, if you're not getting enough rest, then unfortunately it may lead to some health problems or may lead to your body just shutting down. And we've got to get to a place where we realize, okay, that job, somebody can be in that position tomorrow to replace you. Somebody can step in that job when you have to be hospitalized from overtiring yourself. So don't take your body for granted because you have to take care of it if you wanted to take care of you. So, are you motivated for that position or are you just moving too fast? And a lot of times we need to take that moment to say, let me use that vacation time. I need to find out whether or not I need to stay in this position or if I need to move on from this position. But is it a lack of motivation? I don't want to go. I don't want to do it. I'm just over it. Or is it the fact that you are not spending time and balancing your time in order to take care of your body, to take care of yourself, in order to take care of your finances? Because if you are running out of time and energy for that job and you're stressing yourself out, it's hurting you. And so you don't want to have to spend that all those time and all those hours and all that money that you're acquiring from working all these long hours to pay for medical bills. Create a balance in your life. Don't let your job control you. You are in control of your body, your mind, and your time that you spend. Yeah, when you want to do right by your family, yeah, you want to earn that income, but you can't burn yourself out in the process. So we got to take time to step back. And a lot of times we feel guilt by stepping back, like, oh, I gotta get this done, I gotta get this done. But vacation time is a very important time, and it is a time where you're paid for it, and then you're able to recoup and be better at your job. It's not saying, oh, you're lazy from taking vacation. It says that you are intent on taking care of your body and being able to be the best you can be. So don't be afraid to take those days off when you need it, because your body is going to need that energy. And if you fail to provide for it and take care of it, you don't want to be trapped in a situation where you pass out, where you collapse, where it's something just physically in your body is wrong. So make sure that you're using your time wisely. And so, are you motivated to move on? Are you motivated to go to that job, to do what you love? And a lot of times we can be on the different parts of that journey where, okay, you're overworking yourself, you're tired, or you just lack that ability to just get up and do your job because you are so frustrated, you're so tired, you're so exhausted. But if you use that time for vacation and just take a break, you may not even have to go anywhere for your vacation. And if you do, that's fine too. But just take a moment to take a deep breath, regroup, and say, is this where I'm meant to be? Is this where I should be? Because if you don't take that time and you keep burning, 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 you don't want to be working at a place you're not supposed to be in. But you also don't want to be in a spot where you give up on somewhere you should be. So that lack of motivation doesn't always mean that you need to change your career path. That lack of motivation could mean that you are just tired. You are just so exhausted. You go to work, you come home, you're tired, you wake up early, you go to bed late, and you still are working, 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 and you get so exhausted and you experience that burnout. But when you think about it, are you motivated for that job? Yeah, you got that passion. You want to do this. You're going to keep going, 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 going. But you got to realize that you have to take time and breathe. Okay? And then so now you have the opposite spectrum of that, where your workplace is a place of toxicity, where you feel like, oh my goodness, this place is tearing every part of me, and it's just making me feel horrible. It's making me feel depressed. It's making me feel like I don't want to be here and that people are not treating me fairly. There's a difference between being motivated and ready to move on. I'm not saying to stay somewhere where it's toxic, where it's tearing you apart emotionally because people are, treating you in a way they shouldn't be. But I'm also saying don't run, stay motivated if that's a place where you know you're called to be in. And that are you letting outside emotions from others and your inside emotions combine to fuel that burnout, that drain, that just you need to change. So when we're looking at whether or not to move from a job position, is it a lack of motivation or is it a move to make it better? Because if you're just moving positions because of outside things or how people act or just things that are minor, you're going to go and find that in the same job. There's no perfect job because guess what? There are going to be problems, there are going to be issues, there are going to be people who are not kind wherever you go. Don't run from where you're meant to be because you are tired. Make that decision to move on if it makes sense. Now, if it makes sense for you to move on to find better pay, oh, they're gonna honor your ideas, they're respecting you, that change is something that you feel that you are led to do, that you've prayed about and got peace with. But if it's something where you are trying to figure out, are you just lacking that motivation? It can be hard because when you're in that position, you're feeling so many emotions and you're just like, I'm done. I'm fed up. I want to move on. I don't want to be in this place. I don't want to be in this space. But why are you feeling that way? Sometimes our emotions will try to get the best of us when we need to take a break and step back and go, wait a minute now. Why am I feeling this way? What caused me to feel this way? And if I move to a different position, will that change anything? Will that allow me peace? Or will you still have to face the things that you ran from? You don't want to run from your calling and wind up having to repeat the cycle over and over again because you are not fulfilling what you're called to do. Don't run from it. You got to take time to examine, why are you faced with this? Why are you handling this situation? And look at how you're putting up with the situation. Don't let people run you from your vision. Don't let people run you from your calling. Don't let somebody's terrible attitude make you move from a place that you know you are meant to be. Take a moment, get some rest, and rethink about what and why you do what you do. Don't let someone take your joy. Don't let someone take your peace. Make that decision. Are you moving on? Are you making a choice to be motivated again? Are you making that choice to say, I am going to go and show up and I'm going to be the best employee, the best boss, the best person I can be in this particular area? And don't forget to take time to breathe, to take time to understand what is going on. What are you feeling? What is happening to you? Because sometimes we want to run from it when we need to sit down and just face that. Face what's going on. Face the words of that coworker that's not being nice. Face the words of why you feel the way you do. Because if you suppress it, it just gonna make you bitter. If you stop thinking about it, you are just going to feel like you're putting it off and then you want to explode. And that's not how a path you should be on. Do you need that rejuvenation? Do you need that time to breathe? Do you need to be motivated? Or do you need to move on? I hope this has blessed you. I hope this has helped you to understand where you should be. But don't give up on your calling and just find out. Get that peace of mind. Get that break. You need a pause. You may not need a break up from your job, but you need a break from your job. Take a moment. Regroup, rejuvenate, regain your motivation, and then decide whether or not it's time to stay or is it time to move on. Until the next time, you have a great day.